Heel skate, ready, and open ready. Welcome to our live video class. Hope you guys are all doing well. Everybody's healthy and taking care of our social distancing. Hopefully it'll be a matter of time now. We'll end up getting back to live classes in a little bit. Not yet, but in a little while. So we're going to start off with, as we always do, with a warm-up today. So I have a couple of bags out here, so I'm going to move back just a little bit further. I think you can still see me good. And we'll start with our hands up, and we'll just jog in place a little bit. Want to warm up those leg muscles a little bit before we start stretching. Okay, drop down. Let's do some shoulder touches. Here we go. Shoulder touches. Keep going. And back up. Running again, jogging. Just jogging. Keep going, guys. And yame. Straddle stance. Right hand out, left hand in the chamber. Let's do some punches. Nice strong ones. Hey! 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 And hey! Who's doing the team challenges? You guys doing them? Yeah, the punches, right? Good, good. Okay, hands on your belt, on your waist. Ready, side bends. 1, 2. Each knee. 1, 2. Each knee. 1, 2. Each knee. 1, 2. Each knee. Okay, legs out wide. We're going to reach down between our legs. Go as far back as you can each time. We're going to go 1, 2. Come up and stretch the front of the legs out by pushing on your hips. 3, 4. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach back as far as you can, a little further each time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each knee, san, shi. Each knee, san, shi. Each knee, san, shi. Okay, feel a little closer again. Twisters. Make sure you turn your head to the rear elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each knee, san, shi. Each knee, san, shi. Each knee, san, shi. Each knee, san, shi. Back in that straddle stance. Let's get those arms out again and open and close those hands. Open and close really fast. In the front, on the side, down here, up high, back to the side again. Now I want you to start to squeeze those hands each time. Squeeze, open and squeeze, open and squeeze. Keep going now. Come on, I know it's tiring. Keep going. Open and squeeze, open and squeeze. Keep those arms up. Keep going. Good. Little circles. Make a fist. Little circles. A little faster. Big circles. And stop and go backwards, small circles, really fast, small, fast, good, big circles, and yame. Straighten those knees out, stretch it down, stretch to the right, stretch to the left, stretch to the center, a little wider, stretch to the right, hold it, stretch to the left, hold it, stretch to the center. Down, hold it. A little wider. Stretch to the right. Stretch to the left. Stretch to the center. A little bit wider. To the right. to the left, to the center. Awesome job. Okay. Everybody up, shake it out a little bit. All right, we're going to work on some hand techniques. I think you guys would know these techniques. We're going to do a couple of things with them today. One, we're going to be just practicing the techniques themselves, but I'm also going to demonstrate and show you like how you would use those, right, on our dummy here, right, where the techniques would actually come in handy to be used. So again, just remember, especially when you're doing some of these strikes, they can be actually pretty dangerous if you hit somebody this way. So these are only to be used like in a really an emergency, like when you really need to protect yourself. It's not to be used, you know, if you get mad at somebody or somebody gets mad at you. I mean, these can be really dangerous, all right? So first one's going to be palm heel. So everybody put your right foot back, put your right hand in the chamber. We're going to be striking straight up. Now, if we're striking to the face, we're striking up high. If we're striking to the body, the hand is turned sideways. We're striking into the rib area, right? If we want to go to the groin, we're going to go down, right? So if I'm striking here, I'm going high, I'm going ribs, I'm going groin, right? So that's how we would actually apply this technique if we did it. Now, sometimes, especially to the ribs, we'll use a double palm heel. Why? Because we might want to create some distance between ourselves and our opponent. Maybe the guy's got a hold of you. You break the hold, and you drive in with both hands into the rib area. So it can be painful, it can knock the wind out of somebody, but it can also drive them back away from you. So you might drive them in and then finish with a front kick to knock them away, right? So using the palm heels this way. So let's switch our feet. Let's do some on this side with the left hand. Let's go first to the face. Ready, height. Good. Make sure you're breathing out. Key on each one. Ready, height. Good. Another one, height. All right, let's go to the ribs this time. Ready, height. Ready, height. Notice how I'm twisting, right? We talk in the body to develop power. Height. Let's go low now. Height. Notice my hands pointing downward. Ready, height. Good. Ready, height. Nice. And one more. Ready, height. Awesome. Okay. Next one is going to be an inside shoot-though, right? So let's everybody put your right foot back. Bring that hand to the shoulder. Make sure it's not here. It's way up high in the shoulder. I want you to drive in using the edge of the hand. Now, here's something I want you to look at closely. So if I'm going to hit, I'll use this hand. If I'm going to hit with a shoot-though, I don't want to hit on this bone right here, right? Especially if I hit something hard. I don't want to hit that. It could hurt my hand. I'm actually striking from the bone, or this bone back in here, not this one, all the way to about here, and I'm striking on slightly the inside part. So I'm not chopping straight down. I'm going on a little angle. See how my hand is turned a little, so I get it on the inside. Same thing if I'm striking this way. I'm turning my hand up a little bit, so I hit with the inside part of the hand. Right? It's not exactly straight. It's on an angle a little bit. All right. So let's try a couple on this side. Here we go. Ready? Height. Ready? Height. Nice. Ready? Height. There you go. Ready? Height. And one more. Ready? Height. So I don't think we really did this side. We just kind of set up. Let's do a couple here. Nice and high on the shoulder. Ready? Height. Ready, height. Ready, height. Ready, height. So how do we use this? If I'm facing him straight on, I'm going to be coming right up under the throat, into the neck, right? Or if I'm over here a little bit, I'm going to be striking across the body into the temple area or into the neck. So this is the neck on the side, the throat's in the middle, right? So if I'm right in front of him, I might be striking up into the throat. Or I could come across and hit from the side into the neck area, right? So it could be done really either way. Now, we don't really teach the driving shuto or knife hand strike in this class, but sometimes we use the knife hand, the shuto, as a driving technique where we're driving straight in. So it's not an outside and it's really not an inside, it's a driving shuto. So this would work like this, we'd be driving it in, straight into the collarbone, right? With either hand, driving it straight in to the collarbone, right in here. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but the clavicle, which is the collarbone, is the most broken bone in the human body. So statistically, these bones here get broken more than any other bone in the body from different things. People falling. If you fall and hit the tip of your shoulder, you can easily break your collarbone. You see, athletes, usually football players, they get tackled sometime with all the weight on their shoulder, maybe with somebody on top of them, break the collarbone. But it also can break with a strike too, with being hit by something, okay? So it could be a good target to use. So that would be using our inside shuto and how we would apply it against an opponent. All right, the next one we're going to do is going to be a backfist strike. So let's do this sideways. We're going to strike in with the knuckles and strike into the face. Okay, here we go. Ready, height. Make sure you breathe out the ki. Ready, height. Ready, height. And remember, if I lock the hips, there's no power. I need to rotate the hips. I need to rotate the hips into the target. Ready, height. Ready, height. Ready, height. Ready, height. And one more, ready, height. Let's talk about the fist position. When you're throwing a back fist strike, the knuckles have to be turned into the target, because I want to hit with the back of these big knuckles. I don't want to hit with the back of my hand, because the back of my hand has a lot of small bones in it, right? So think about this. If I was striking with a back fist, and I struck a guy, and I struck him in the temple, and I hit with the back of my hand, what do you think is going to break first? My little hand bones or his skull? My hand, right? So I don't want to hit with those little knuckles. I want to turn that hand in and hit those big knuckles. They're pretty strong. They take a lot of impact before anything happens to them, all right? So let's switch our feet and let's try a couple on this side. So here we go. Ready, back fist strike. Ready, height. Ready, height. Ready, height. Ready, height. Ready, height. So we would use those. I mean, pretty simple. If I was facing them more to the side, I could come right into the nose with that attack. I could go into the temple. A lot of times this strike is done to the temple. Now, what a lot of people don't realize, I'm a boxing fan, so I've been watching boxing for a long, long time. And a lot of times when a guy gets hit in the temple, a lot of times a guy could take a really good punch in the jaw and all over. He gets hit in the temple. I've seen it happen lots of times where all his body equilibrium, his balance and everything, he gets dizzy and goes down, right? So it is a good target for self-defense, the temple. Not only with the back fist, but with the next one we're going to do, which is the hammer fist, right? So, again, the only difference between the back fist and the hammer fist is the fist position. We throw it the same way, although there's other ways we can. The hammer fist is more versatile. In other words, we can use it in more ways than we can the back fist. So let's make a good tight fist. And the way we were hitting with the shuto is the same place, but the fist is closed. Same place, right? So this time, let's get in our side facing forward stance. Bring that all the way back to the shoulder. Make sure you're twisting the body and hitting with the edge of the hand. Keep that fist tight. Ready, height. Use those hips. Twist. Ready, height. And again, ready, height. And again, ready, height. Get ready, height. All right, switch your feet. Bring this all the way back. Here we go. Ready, height. Ready, height. Ready, height. Ready, height. Get those hips going. Ready, height. Good. So, a hammer fist. Again, most of the time, if we're throwing it from the side, it could work back just from the shoulder into the temple area. If I was more on the side of them, I could do that strike into the nose area. But with the hammer fist, we have some more versatility. In other words, we could use it different ways. I could actually use that down low to the groin, right? I could hammer fist, boom, into the groin. And I can also hammer fist this way. So you know when we do our basic self-defense from the front choke, remember? So the guy attacks us, and we slap, and we break, and we hammer fist. It's the same idea. Bang! We're coming in with that hammer fist straight on top of the nose. Okay? So it's a good place. Again, the temple is a good striking area. Of course, the groin, if you're like facing more sideways, or if he's behind you, right? We could strike into the groin with that. So that's how we would utilize the hammer fist. Okay. So I want to work on some little techniques for stepping and shuffling and moving, because remember, in karate, even though we may teach you, a fighting stance and a front stance and a cat stance and we don't. It's not static. You're not fighting in one steady place. You're moving. You might be moving around here. You boom. You step into a front stance. You throw a punch. Guy attacks you back into a front stance, and you make a block. Right? You shuffle up and you increase you close the gap on him. You get closer. So we're always moving, right? So we need to learn the basics of those moves. So one of the things that I find people sometimes have a hard time with is doing the shuffle step from the front stance. So when we do it from the horse stance, pretty easy. You guys don't know that, I think. We do practices sometimes in class. We've done it here too. But from the front stance, it's a little different. But it's important that you could use that, because again, I'm here. I can't reach this guy, right? I can't reach it from here. But just a little adjustment, that's all it takes. It's really quick. I'm in there. So I can't reach him here. Now I can. So you're just shuffling up. So I want to move back so you can see my feet. So this is going to be from a front stance, right? So from here, I'm going to push off on the back leg, move my front foot up, and then slide up a little. So I shuffle up with the back foot. I push off, shuffle, push off, shuffle. Going back the other way, it's the same thing. Push off, shuffle, push off, shuffle. Now, this is a technique that you guys aren't sparring yet, but that little step is going to be used a lot in sparring. Not so much from a front stance, but let's get into a fighting stance. So a fighting stance, we're just going to take, back here so you can see, we're just going to take a small step forward, like we're walking, like a small step. In fact, some programs call this a walking stance. But basically, we take one small step and we just kind of turn sideways. So the advantage of the fighting stance is that we can move, right? We can move quickly from a fighting stance. When you're in a big front stance, it's hard to move a lot, right? So from here, we can move around, we can move to the side, we can move in, we can move back, right? So we're going to be using this little shuffle step in a lot of our techniques. The reason is I have to close the gap. If I want to throw, and let's just say I wanted to come in and throw a backfist strike in sparring, right? I can't reach him from here. I can from here, right? Or I want to throw a combination. I want to throw a backfist rear punch combination. I'm too far from him, right? But I push off my boom, and I'm right in that quickly. So practice this little shuffle step from your front stance and from a fighting stance so that you get good at it. You don't have to think about it, right? You can move quickly. All right, so the next thing I wanted to teach you is how to do how to turn to the rear from a front stance. So you know how to turn to the rear from a horse stance. We just move our head and our hands to the side, right? But we also should be able to turn to the rear from a regular front stance. So I want to do it facing you first, and then I'll do it backwards, and I'll do it from the sides. So from here, what I want to do is I want to take my back leg, and I want to bring it straight across so it's lined up with my front leg, right? So it comes straight across, then I turn and I come on this side. And if I'm coming back, I'm lining up, turning. Now once you get comfortable with this, you can do this quickly, right? You just bring it around, and you can make a quick turn. And if you notice, if you just kind of pick like maybe a line back there and kind of line it up with my head, you'll see that basically I'm keeping in the same line, right? And that's what I want. I want to be able to, if my opponent is here and he's right behind me, I want to be able to be right facing him, right? And then back this way. So this is called a turn to the rear, right? Turn to the rear with your stepping. It's something you need to practice to get good at, right? To make it really quick and smooth. Now, we use this a lot in your forms, right? Especially as you get to more advanced forms. We're going to be using your this rear turn a lot in your katas, right? So it's something you need to practice to get good at. The next turn I want to teach you. So this was a turn to the rear. We have something else that's called the rear leg turn. It's different. Here's what it is. So in some of our katas, in fact, the first kata that you're going to learn, maybe I do it back here. The first kata you're going to learn, right? What happens is that we're going to take the back. We're going to go that way, but we're going to look that way, take the back leg and bring it around. And if you notice, I'm still in the front stance. I'll do it over here a little bit. You can watch my body more than you can watch my feet, but you'll get the idea. So I want to go this way, so I come here, right? Bang, and I'm around, and I'm still in a good front stance. So let's see if we can do that together. So let's everybody put your left foot in the front, right? Left foot in the front. What you're going to do is you're going to take the back leg and you kind of bring it right close to your front leg, bring it around and keep it all the way around until you turn all the way to the side and you end up in a front stance facing there. Now, in the very first kata that you're going to learn, you're going to end up coming punch, punch, look, and then you're going to turn and you're going to do a block and all, right? But you got to get the stepping down. This is something that people tend to struggle with. If you can learn it now and get it down now and you move into the blue belt class, it will really save a lot of time in your learning curve, right? So work on that and practice it. There's also a practical application to this. And you know, as you start learning the katas and the forms, aside from the moves that are very obvious. So, for example, in our first kata, let me move this guy a little bit. So in our first kata, we throw a punch, punch, we look, and we turn, and then we do a middle block, and we step up and punch him again. But there's a little hidden move in there too. So why that kind of a weird looking turn? Well, think about this. There's a guy in front of me. I just punch, punch. How about, this is hidden move, how about if I grabbed him here and I move that back leg along, bam, and I'm throwing him over my leg. I'm going to do it back here for you to see it better, right? So here we go. I do punch, punch, I grab him and bring that leg around. Now this leg is sticking out. Boom, I throw him. So it's a hidden move for a throw, actually, on that turn. So it's a good thing to work on it, to practice it, and to get it down. Okay. We are going to just real quickly, we only have a few minutes, but we're going to real quickly go through a rear bear hug, right, attack. So we don't work on these too much in the beginner class, but I am going to add me working and actually demonstrating this with a partner. This is something we filmed a while back. And so on the recorded version of this, you're going to see me doing this against another person. So you'll get the idea of how it works when there's somebody there. All right? So they're attacking from the rear, and let's say they got my arms pinned down, right? They got my arms pinned down. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to step forward with either foot, and I'm going to slap him in the groin. Now, he's still got me tied up here, but I have a little room to be able to get that slap in. Doesn't take much. I'm loosening him up. Now I'm going to take that same hand, right, and I'm going to punch downward. And what that does is he's got me here, right? If I loosen him up with some strikes and I push down, now his arms come off me, right? Then I look back, I elbow strike him in the face, I turn around and palm heel, maybe I do a knee kick. So this is what it would look like. This is what it looked like on this guy. Let me bring him back in here. Okay. Everybody see him okay? All right. So he's got me in this bear hug, right? I step forward, I look back, bam, bam. He's got my arms, but I can still slap him. Bang, bang. I loosen him up into the groin. Now I punch downward. I look back at him. I elbow him in the face. I palm heel him, turn and palm heel. I pull him in a knee kick and maybe more stuff, right? So you kind of get the idea. But I'm going to show you what this looks like with an opponent on the video. So my suggestion is to take this class over again, not necessarily today or tomorrow, but whenever you feel like it. I'll probably have this video up by tomorrow for you, and then you can practice it and you'll be able to see it with an opponent. So I want to thank everybody for being my student today. Make sure you get to Leadership. Leadership's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 o'clock on the same Zoom channel. We'd like to see more people attend that. And by the way, if you missed Leadership last night, we did record it, and it's up on that pacekarate.com/video webpage. So you have the link there, it's on YouTube, and you can watch the leadership training. We will see everybody next time. Feet together, nice bow. All right, you guys are dismissed. Now, if he attacks with the arms pinned, I step in again. Same basic technique. We keep it again simple. Adrenal rush, we don't want to be thinking about a lot of different things. Position, slap, slap, slap into the groin. Now I'm going to continue slapping until he loosens the grip. Then I'm going to shoot this hand forward as if I'm almost like pulling a lawnmower to start a lawnmower up. I'm going to come here, I'm going to look and drive an elbow back in. Then I'm going to turn, palm heel strike, knee kick, and then finish up. Here. So if you notice, it's very similar, almost exactly the same. Little slight variation with the elbows. Again, we want to keep it simple. Somebody grabs from the back, bam, our initial attacks, our initial counterattacks are the most important strikes. Those are the ones that we want to get in immediately so that we can start to regain control of the situation. So one more time, he attacks, I step in immediately, drop my body weight down, slap, 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 loosen him up, reach forward, elbow, palm heel strike, knee kick, and then finish him up and come back to defensive position. So again, we're keeping that same pattern, keeping it simple, keeping it direct, and keeping it effective.